Traffic jam.
So of course,
Wasn't my intention.
that's why I lost that race. Even though I was. But long story short, I won in the second round and took top ticket. Yeah, so yeah, I
Hey, Minto moved to the center. Now I know why you wore the coat. I gave him crap when he came out. I go, what's with this look coat? Yeah, it's coat.
Yeah, because he's been sort of dressing down as he's moving towards retirement. He's been dressing down. Getting ready for it.
Actually, it's funny. At first, I was not laying on the couch. But the guy did lay on the couch. Yeah. Dang, I wish I could be like that guy. I don't know. I really wanted to, but I just don't. I mean, I can do it on the side alone, but not, which is dangerous, but depending on where you're at. Yeah, like I did in Colorado. That was so easy. Very safe, wonderful far distance.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, there's no problem. Southwest. Yeah, so actually, 2 o'clock in the morning? And you're it's actually very super safe. Look at it, so it's interesting. You know, it's not like a plan video, but it's interesting. Still connected.
And by the way, the package that
That's how I always use it. It's, I mean, that's something I after a while. That's how it's always. It's our sorry, last minute change of plan.
Yeah.
But I always get to learn about new people.
Most places.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go out and it's okay. Like, I wasn't really thinking about it because I was thinking about recording vlogs and I was recording vlogs. I realized people interested in this specifically, but it was just suggested to me that I should talk about this person and expose them. Yeah, that would be fun. Because I did research on this because they seem to be crazy. That's not a real name. I don't know what her real name is. Honestly, I have no idea. It's hard to but she's very young. Maybe. But But she has lived a very interesting, all over the place, cool, hot mess life. She's a total history. She has like 5, 6 different names. Seems suspicious. I don't know. Maybe she's a good person. Did you hear about the guy that was pedophile? No shame. He even had a press conference. Reporter asked him, "You know that you're supposed to be?" He said, "It's not impossible." So, very questionable.
Back here is still without a map.
Yeah, did they start the process?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I know.
Oh, because last time that was a it can't be too young.
It's in the works.
I didn't test it. I changed it a couple times, but I'm not.
Morning, let's take our seats so we get ready for the meeting.
Oh, you have another. Oh, I thought you. It's at the end.
Guys ready on the right? Ready on the left? No, there's nobody on the left hardly.
Have you ever seen this?
The two important people are. We're going to go ahead and start the meeting. Good morning, April 10th, Board of Directors meeting is called to order. Before we begin, I'd like to announce that we will be taking, well, scratch that. We're gonna do closed session first, but I decided, no, we're gonna follow the agenda. And so when I get to that, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Next, I'd like to ask our interpreters to explain the access to interpretation. Please go ahead. You ready?
Interpreter, go ahead.
Good morning, announcement from interpreter. To use the interpretation feature, please scroll to the bottom of the student screen where the meeting controls are. Click on the interpretation icon or Zoom mobile app, cell phone, tablet, etc. Please press the original Spanish logo in the background. Headsets are available for interpretation. If you're in the meeting room, please check out a headset from the receptionist in the lobby. Buenos días, aviso por parte del intérprete. Para hacer el servicio de interpretación, favor de desplazarse a la parte inferior de la pantalla de Zoom, donde aparecen los controles. Haga clic en el icono de interpretación, globo celular, tableta, etc. Presione los puntos suspensivos. Por favor, seleccione auriculares disponibles para el servicio de interpretación.
Ask Mayor Ellards to... Thank you. Michael, can you confirm a quorum, please?
We do have a quorum, Chair. Some technical difficulties with the modules in front of you right now, so if you need a digital agenda, we have iPads on standby. I know some of you have your own devices, but if you need an iPad to access the agenda, just raise your hand and we'll get them to you. Thank you.
Anybody need an iPad? Okay, great. Thanks, Michael. Can you, that takes us on to non-agenda public comment.
Language. For board policy, the amount of time allowed for each verbal public comment is determined based on the number of agenda items, the complexity of those items, and the number of persons anticipated to offer comment.
Business with friends later. The meals were not free, but served at a 20% discount. The $1,730 breakfasts were scrambled eggs, bacon, turkey sausage links, sourdough toast, gluten-free wheat toast, potatoes, Greek yogurt, and muffins. The $888 lunch was romaine salad with tomato, cucumbers, avocado, charred beans, rice, chicken, and steak fajitas, ready grease salsa, guacamole, corn, and gluten-free tortillas. The $768 dinner was garden salad, potatoes, veggies, salmon with lemon butter on spinach, portobello mushrooms, and herb roasted chicken on wild rice. The $341 beverages were coffee, tea, water, and soda, with cookies for dessert, mostly pimento. All food costing a total of $3,242. These wannabe kings and queens on the board also treated themselves to $197 hotel rooms on our tax dollars. Guests included Kevin in room 906, Carolina in 909, Vivian in 906, Bruce in 510, Lauren in 910, Allison in 1105, Luz with no caps in 606, to the taxpayer residents of San Diego County. All those wasted tax dollars, so there's not even video to prove it ever happened at all today, but thanks for being right side up.
Concerns over the air quality in your neighborhood and be Perry. Next to your residence will reach out to the city's air pollution. If the codes, you can be contacted at 619-533. Hesitate to contact Ben Mendoza at Mendoza.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Next is Cesar Javier, followed by allegedly Audrey.
Unforgettable.
reinvigorated every moment. Our niece protected us all. She gave her best. The same flag that I wore to fight the owner of the ceramics hazardous business. I wore this flag, walked the walk, informed my neighborhood, and after 2 years, I was able to get their support and signatories. I gave this to Councilor Campillo at Navajo Planning Group meeting. I talked to every one of them, the 11 elected officials. Civil case or civil case? To my knowledge, bullshit. I am not here. So, nothing. Forgive me to pronounce attitude. Think of any more word. I walk the walk wearing this. And up to now, I walk the walk reading the Constitution. Something is wrong in our city of San Diego. Something is wrong with the people who are supposed to be in the right position. People whom we elected, people whom we believe, only to find out that you see what's going on. We are destroyed inch by inch, from top to bottom.
Thank you. Your time has
Our
expired.
puppets
Next is allegedly Audra, followed by Shirley Weiss.
Thank you, Sandak.
Yes, there is something very wrong going on in our nation and the world, and it's sad to see so many people just not paying attention to it. In fact, at one of these meetings prior and even at the last executive committee, I was questioning your guys' ability, and you're being compromised when we support people who bring forward bills who have sex with children. And instead of that bothering you, it bothers you that I'm saying it, and I need to, make sure that I'm staying on topic. That is on topic when you guys are supporting things like that. I don't understand how we can be in a place where abusing children is something that is just kind of accepted as just the way it is. And so we can have people that are in such positions that engage in those things, and people on lower level positions who support them despite that. Because that means that they are compromised in their decision making, and they cannot be trusted to bring forward anything that is going to be beneficial to any human being. And it's like anytime I talk about the children, it's almost like Audra stopped talking about that instead of going, why is that happening? And that's the problem that we have, is that it falls upon deaf ears, and that's why it continues. I mean, the Epstein files should just be enough. All of you guys that hate Trump should be talking about that, especially with him being in it. I mean, I just find it interesting. You'll pick certain things as to what you find is important. And I would like to say that tomorrow at Rooko Park at Dead Man's Point, there will be a march to save our children that's happening worldwide. And so I ask you guys to come and participate and march with us around downtown. Because you claim it on one hand, your actions speak louder than your words. So please show up. It's at 11 a.m.
Good morning, distinguished members and Board. I practiced law in San Diego for over 4 years and NCTV. Some people at your last meeting urged the board to make speed the #1 priority of the Northern Yellow Line from consideration. Has submitted a rebuttal letter. Please read it. Today, I want to emphasize the Northern Yellow Line is the only route that has overwhelming support by the community most profoundly affected and forced to host the rail realignment, Del Mar. The Northern Yellow Line is the route most resilient and adaptable to sea level rise. Unlike the other routes, it does not need flood walls or floodgates or their maintenance. It eliminates the need for eminent domain of homes and businesses and the related litigation. Governor Newsom identified eminent domain as the major delay factor in the LA to San Francisco failed high portals spewing concentrated pollution gathered from tunnels into coastal neighborhoods. It avoids grotesque, ugly portals. It's not merely youthful naivete.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Next is Camilla Rang online, followed by Andrea Eddy.
Good morning, board members. This is Camilla Rang from Del Mar. They were called the Northern time from Oceanside to San Diego. This is a trip that normally takes between 44 minutes to 72 minutes. First of all, I would like to dispute the 2 minutes. The train makes a full stop at Solana Beach at all times. If the train is going south, it will not have time to reach 100 miles per hour speed by the time it enters Del Mar and the fairground. Vice versa going north. Solana Beach, it cannot drop into the station 100 miles per hour, but we need to slow down long before. In other words, the curve between the fairground and I-5 will not make any difference. Additionally, with the new fairground, children grew up in these homes and were planning to live out their lives there. You can't just rip people out of the communities at an older age. The activists that condemn the Northern Yellow Line say, but they will get paid for their homes. What they don't understand is that these people bought their homes some 40 to 50 years ago. The taxes will be astronomical, and there will be no way they can afford to buy another house in Del Mar where they have all the friends and community. And we all know how important community is as you get older. To rip them up with the roofs will kill these people. You cannot do it. It's inhumane. Thirdly, those who end up with a freight train and military tunnel under their homes will be exposed both to vibration and also the psychological fear of derailing and explosion of transport hazardous material. If it was only the light rail with passenger traffic, I don't think anyone would be particularly upset. But it's the freight train and the military freight that involves hazardous and explosive material.
Thank you. Your time has expired. Next is Andrea Eddy, followed by Consuelo.
Hi, this is Andrea Ebbing. I am a whistleblower in San Diego who is exposing the RICO and for Prop 36, violent crime, all of which was removed from. My children were abducted. The child abduction unit did not help us. And when I had a ruptured aneurysm as a result of the stress, I had 2 coils put on my brain on November 4, 2025. A $100,000 warrant was issued for a failure to appear for a benign hearing that I was formally excused for due to hospitalization, but they will falsify anything they want to in those courts. I was picked up on that $100,000 warrant when I had shingles, active shingles. I was denied my antivirals. My brain swelled due to 8 days of negligence at Las Colinas. I was released, and 3 days later, I was beaten mercilessly by San Diego Police Department. Anthony Warner. I have several broken bones in my face. He gave me a concussion. I have post-concussive syndrome. There's an open rape kit for Falk Ambulance. When I got into the ambulance, they injected me with a needle while I was conscious, aware, and begged them not.
Go ahead, Consuelo. Go ahead, Consuelo. You seem to be self-muted.
Okay, Consuelo here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so what a world. You know, I've been coming to these meetings and listening in on them for a while now, and it continues to stand out. You guys are, there's just I don't know. No, I'm sorry, what I just heard about Andrea was pretty disturbing, so I'm just kind of thrown off. sick fucking world. And yeah, back to business. Okay, so yeah, I've been coming to these meetings, and there's a growing disconnect between what's being planned and what future generations will actually inherit. You guys talk rarely. We talk about rights, about inalienable rights, about freedom of movement, not just as a concept, but as something that should be protected and not gradually restricted. So, yeah, whether it's intentional or not, excuse me. This becomes more centralized, more controlled, less flexible for the individual. Because they're being raised into this without even realizing what's being shaped around them. And, you know, that brings up the trust. That SANDAG is more aligned with the global framework than with the actual needs of their communities they're meant to serve. Yeah, again, these systems, who they really are for is for the globalists and not.
Thank you, your time has expired. Next is Paul the Bold, followed by Blair Beekman.
Hi, Paul the Bold. I'm not sure why I could hear whispering while Consola was talking. I see that you canceled a discussion of internal controls by Ms. Pinckney Forrest on the draft agenda. I thought it was a good discussion when it was presented at the executive committee. I know that she took good notes. The audit committee for last Friday hadn't been, that you scheduled a Reconnecting Communities workshop for national spends, and like contractor appointments should not be on the consent calendar. Thanks for listening.
Our last public comment is Blair Beekman.
Hi, Blair Beekman. Sorry for what's going on with the public. It's sad. Good luck that we can all help and address such issues and how we talk with each other and develop open democracy. It was really nice to hear a comment in the past few weeks on the importance of the tunnel idea for the future of rail through Del Mar. Yeah, to hear people go on the ideas of the yellow line and the problems with tunneling was nice to hear. It gave me choices in how to better consider the matter. I didn't know that military rail will be using the tunnel. I didn't know that. So does that also mean that military will be using them? That isn't a significant factor. Yellow line or the tunnel is a better approach. I mean, there's two dangerous propositions in these ideas. We have to decide what is the less dangerous. Good luck how we do that together. Everyone's got good ideas. Let's hope we can work it out. Really good luck on working on Argus issues and knowing the difference between Argus and Jayhawk, and that there can be differences between the two surveillance data centers. And really good luck that with all the war going on in the world, we can still work on best practices here at the local level and be open with each other and deliver our best ideas. And when we do that, that develops ideas of peace and not war. And we're fighting more that way and not secrecy. Thank you.
That concludes our non.
I think Robin, you wanted to speak for for members for non-agenda.
Yes, thank you. Last night we had Caltrans present in the unincorporated area in Ramona specifically on a controversial intersection project, and I wanted to thank Caltrans for their professionalism, their expertise, for explaining the vision that zero goals and how that plays out on the dangerous highways. For building, through analysis and a focus always on safety, how they were deciding and designing what sort of solution would be for this intersection, particularly Sam Heyman, Karina Quintero Angel, Stephen Wellborn, and Tyler Hicks came out, and they walked the community who was skeptical about what should go on for that intersection, walked them through the process in a way that was respectful and clear, and showed that Caltrans does care about their safety. I know that you do. So thank you for your presentation last night.
Thanks, Joy. Joy? Water Authority?
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Minto. I'd like to provide an update from the San Diego County Water Authority. Second in a long-term regional water supply agreement, which will have benefits to the Water Authority in the long-term financial and partnership across the region, and perhaps in the future across other states. So just want to make this board aware of what the Water Authority is doing, and this will put us in the position of having more water available across the region without the investment in new infrastructure. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I don't see any other members, every year we do a survey so that our independent performance auditor can conduct an annual assessment and identify the risk that could prevent Sandag from achieving its goals. So this process is done through an audit plan, and so this year is the first time, though, comments and whatnot. So there should be a QR code someplace. We can put that up. And we get the QR code way through April 24th. That's a Friday. So we're going to try and get that code, QR code up. Well, while they're working on that, I'm going to go ahead and have Mario give us his report.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, the Sandag team wants to congratulate our former board member, Gil Cabrera, for being assigned magistrate at the U.S. District Court for Southern California. So we're very happy for Mr. Cabrera. This week we took a trip to Sacramento regarding 25, which is the one that requires a sustainable communities plan to be done every 4 years. NPOs and other local governments presented the challenges and opportunities that changing SB 375 could bring, as well as where we are right now. Also this week we met here in our offices with the Deputy Secretary of Cali, PA, and he shared some important funding opportunities that will be coming up through a Plastic Pollution Act. This is very important, and it lines up perfectly with our border resiliency plan efforts that we're doing. So we will be discussing more and partnering with some of the cities and the opportunity to submit applications for agencies and then put out as grant opportunities, but it's about $500 million per year for 10 years. So it's quite a bit of funding. All work together and line up some possible applications. We also discussed with him the director for.
Can't hear you.
There we go. Okay. Some of the major. I'm just checking if we're still online. Where we are with the Transit audit recommendations, implementing talking about how to achieve some of that we have actually achieved an unmodified audit opinion from our audit, which we sent a note to all of you earlier. We're very happy about that. But bigger picture, I think it really generated a great discussion with the executive committee. We heard you loud and clear, bring up and help us to be successful, all are rowing on the same way. There were several meetings that are going to be held in California. Work. The crews have begun locating underground utilities, so you will be seeing crews working through the different areas, and we may have some slight impacts to the coastal rail trail in Highway 101 in Solana Beach. And finally, we're still looking for 3 vacant public members for the audit committee, so we really encourage you to, we'll send some messaging if you think of somebody or want to qualify. We're really excited to see if we can get some more applications for the audit committee. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. We figure that probably the only time I'm ever going to chair this is that we start having problems with all the equipment, right? Somehow I just have to blame that on truth, though. So that takes us to the consent calendar, and I am going to pull item number 3.6, move that until after closed session, because we will hear information in closed session that will relate to the 508 wall stabilization project. Is there anybody that has any disagreement with that? Okay. Any speakers on the consent calendar?
We do, Chair. We have 4 in person. If you're online, please raise your hand now. Just a reminder, commenters, please limit your comments to items on the consent agenda only. Please state the consent agenda item you are speaking to. If comments are not related to the consent agenda, you will be asked to stay on topic. If you not stay on topic, you will be muted. So we have 4 in person and we have 4 online. Truth, followed by Cesar Javier.
Item 3.1, on March 27th, Lauren went missing by the consent calendar. There's a habit here. The minutes on the 10-minute retreat, 10-minute late retreat, are the closest the public has to knowing what happened with their $14,892 tax dollars, and yet the minutes specify that nothing happened at the 2-day vacation at the Humboldt Casino. Why can't the minutes even say what time each presentation started? And if Joan Kent were the City of San Diego's 2 assigned seats, why did Vivian need to stay in a taxpayer-funded hotel room? So I give a lot of respect to Dana Mill for not attending the fraud, waste, and abuse Sandbag Circus show. Item 3.4, what is a $48,000 high-intensity motor bus and $950,000 Mr. Crawford's Trust? I think we need an explanation. MTS will be getting $851 million over 5 years, which equates to $170 million tax dollars a year. NCTD will be getting $290 million over 5 years, which equates to $58 million tax. 3.7, roadways trading for the 67 has been sitting since 2023, and it has 5 times less money programmed into it than the average $10 million Sandag bike lane that remains empty. Item 3.8, I was accurate that Sandag has a strong woman bias. 40% of applicants are female, yet new employees, current workforce, and promotions are all a way higher percentage. And ironically, diverse category doesn't come close, but it's okay, everybody lies anyways.
Next is Cesar Javier, followed by allegedly Audra. Please state the consent agenda items you are speaking to.
Consent 3.1 to 3.8. You know, elders are very observant, keen observant. These are processes, and we respect the way it is being executed. I think we are the eldest here, right? Happy birthday, April 7th. We could only dream that somewhere in this Venn diagram, we could always put in our heart and mind preparedness. What for is physical development on transportation, circulation when no one is there. Mama Gire, people are sick and dying, correct? You declared that in the county meeting. Are we prepared? That's the only thing we could contribute today, because we want to live, enjoy. Thank you, Sandak, for this opportunity to amplify the heartaches, the pain, the suffering. Who will help us? That's the point. Are we prepared?
Thank you. Your time has it.
And root of all evil, and you guys are very good. That's one thing that it's like gold star. You guys are fantastic at that. But actually doing your job and providing the things that you need to, you're failures at it. You're horrible. And it's interesting because it's like the truth is divisive. It divides like a sword. And when you guys are doing things based off of lies, that is very dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Because it puts people in danger of, believing you guys and thinking and kind of praising you guys because they don't really understand and see what you're doing. But I know why you guys are so, visceral to the truth is because God has given you over to a reprobate mind, so he's given you over to your delusion so that you can't see the truth. And that's why you guys don't act upon it. Like the fact that everything that you are doing is based off of fraud and lies. I say, and see how you're saying we need to change their behaviors and things like that. That's very different.
Next is Mark, followed by Blair Beekman online. Please state the consent agenda item you're speaking to.
Mark 3.4. As for key considerations, the Federal Reserve is forcing an ever-increasing population into poverty, forcing them to use your buses and bike lanes that no middle-class person use or want. Our middle class has already almost vanished, as you can see in this YouTube video entitled Wealth Inequality in America. Instead of paying a good wage to the people doing the real work, corporations are doing deceptive programs to force us out of our cars, where we can be easily controlled on public transportation and autonomous vehicles with no way to get back our freedom. The violence is not the answer. If people cannot travel independently and organized through the internet or otherwise without surveillance, well armed with no government control of their land and homes, they cannot be free. This was enshrined in our Bill of Rights, which people in slavery, there's ownership and voting rights while providing limited liability protection. Having considered Capital Program Management's project scope, I don't want Sandag to establish program-wide standards for compliance with protected investors making money off of the people writing this UN Agenda 21 bullshit. Our U.S. Constitution says we the people are sovereign, meaning no one reigns over us. It doesn't say anything about establishing compliance. So hell no, I do not want to establish the Capital Program Management Support Cost Project within the financial system, and neither does any other U.S. citizen. Do you directors ever read this BS before you approve it?
Next is Blair Beekman online, followed by Paul DeBold.
I cannot think of its number off the top of my head, but it's the consent calendar item going into 2027 budget issues. If I can speak to that, please. As I speak, I'll give out his name. I can better speak his name. I just wanted to mention that with its item that 2027 transit, we have some serious budget issues to be worrying about for 2027 and onward. That is a financial different. We were trying to our financial mechanisms, basically. We wanted to be developing new patterns, and more than just simply cutting services and raising fares. I mean, that's such a simplistic approach to how we can be addressing our issues. We can be much more advanced than that, and I don't say it's the cure-all, and I don't really know the depth of how to work these better systems, but they were seriously being talked about in the public space pre-COVID. And then COVID happened, and we've just gone into the same patterns of accepting 10 tons of money from the federal level and then having to somehow pay it back and charge the citizens for it. And what we're going through right now, we're going to cut services and raise fares. That's the wrong approach, and you guys know there's different ways to do it. Good luck in really working and implementing those good ideas for capital program management and budget issues for 2027
Your
and
time has
onwards.
expired. Next is Paul the Bowl.
Improvements promised years ago and long overdue. Safety issue, while according to reports I've seen, work on the Willows Eye interchange is virtually complete. This request includes a duplicate of CIP number 1131900, item 3.7. Please do not approve 3.2 policy tax actions. Budget time on May 8th. Time's up, pens down, as they used to say in Jeopardy. This is San Diego City and County, and people are unlikely to trust you with your inflated projections, continued corrupt actions, unimplemented audit recommendations, lack of transparency, and more. So I'm not sure why you expect people to give you all the funds or taxes you beg for. And I'm glad the legislative recommendations passed. Audit committee was canceled on the 3rd. The report should reflect why there are cancellations for any of the committees.
Andrew Ebony is no longer online. We'll go on to Consuelo. Consuelo, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yep, amen. Paul the Bold. Amen to Blair Beekman. That was strong. I loved what you had to say. Also, happy birthday, Rooster Javier. And, okay. So what's the, okay, I'm speaking on, was it 4.2 or 3.3? Is there a 4.2?
This is consent commentary.
You got it. But is there a 4.2 on the consent?
That's no.
Okay, so the 3.3. Okay, thank you, Paul the Bold. Anyways, okay, so yeah, that retreat, you know, it was a lot of money wasted. Gosh. Let's see, you continue waiting.
Consuelo, you're cutting out. Your audio's cutting out.
My audio is what?
Your audio is cutting out, Consuelo.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so, okay, I don't even know where I left out, but like, yeah, those retreats are not, it's terrible that you guys spend so much money, waste so much money. It's infuriating.
Consuelo, but your time has expired.
Yeah.
Thank you. That concludes our public comment on consent. Chair.
Thank you. Are there any member comments on consent? Not seeing you. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Who was that?
Second, Sanchez.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Did you get that right?
I had Gasserman with the second by Sanchez.
Okay, thank you. Please vote.
And just for the record, this is for the 3.6. Mayor's no. Mayor Snow is aye. Will you close the vote? Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That takes us to closed session now. Closed session.
We do have
Speakers,
public,
I mean.
yes, we do have public comment on closed session. We have 4 in person. If you're online, please raise your hand. First is Truth, followed by Caesar.
I was told I deserved more Sandx sandwiches for being already at a failed at educational, and it's more proof that these $1 million you're not that are going to change that sidewalks and save lives. Maybe I should have saved that retreat money to cover the butts of these cases, though, because the February 5th Hot Systems LLC versus Sandag and the $5 million to $1 billion company Neology Inc. in San Diego case on property rights and property infringement with serious accusations. I mean, unlike progressives, I actually do believe in due process, and I just talk about it. So, but I also don't have prosecuted nearly enough, especially in regards to the 125 toll fiasco. Toll transponders and their RFID tech to protect users' privacy. Not that Sandex ever cared about people's privacy, considering that this board couldn't even ensure a public recording of a major publicly funded event, basic technology. You want people were a judge to believe you would ensure you own the basic technology to operate a toll. You went into severe debt to purchase. It does not build confidence. It just makes you go, wow, super corrupt. How much did Neology make on this deal? Did they ever make any campaign donations to anyone on this board, past or present? Because they just basically, you know what, more PRAs. Thank you for making me do more work.
Eligible toll transponders used in high occupancy toll hot lanes infringe on patented technology owned by Hot Systems. Why on earth would you guys use that kind of a technology? I mean, who has got into this? This just shows like your guys' negligence and how ridiculous it is that you would spend a lot of money to get this. But being such a big company, how could you not know that there's a patent out on that technology? I just find it very negligent to be like, and then here we're going to have to be spending probably quite a pretty penny to make up for this mistake. Very hard right now to give you guys money that we have to pay for your mistakes. This should have been clear, like this should never have happened. So who along the way allowed this, and now, like, this, or does it get shuffled around, being used for litigation because of the negligence and things that are trying to be hidden? So did somebody know this and they didn't do anything about it? I think that needs to be audited, the whole thing, this whole system. They're costing us even more money. So you need to course correct before you implement anything very hard, just trying to make ends meet. And this kind of shit goes on, and you're just taking more and more money from them.
Next is Mark, followed by Blair Beekman online. Closed session, items 4.1, 5.2, or 4.3.
Mark, core allegation, Hot Systems claims that the switchable toll transponders, which allow drivers to toggle between high occupancy vehicle, HOV, and toll modes, use technology that infringes upon their intellectual property. Specifically, RFID devices. That I just said. Nothing about this surprises me though, because government. I don't even believe in mistakes. Everything you guys do, the amount of money everyone gets paid for every little move in government is just incredible. So. People need to see what she does. Chief District Manager for the Department of Transportation. Her expertise was in land use, property valuation, and eminent domain. And she could be an expert witness in a court, one of the people they'd accept. Israel, it's not a conspiracy. And Sandag is one of the main organizations that's implementing it. So people need to see that video on YouTube. Rosa Corey Parwell will bring it up. The real title has something like Beneath the Green Mask. So none of this surprises me. It's total corruption. Everything is intentional. It's very, very rare that something's unintentional in government, especially if it screws us completely and totally. You think that the
section agenda item you're speaking to.
Oh, thank you, Blair Beekman. Well, I don't know the numbers, but I think there are 4 of them, and I wanted to speak to 2 of them. Yeah, so Blair Beekman, thank you. Sorry if my words were a little strong on the previous item, but about people use ever openness and accountability with tech. And I'm sure you've been going with that item, the litigation process, and that open and accountable tech practices really does help mitigate litigation concerns a lot. So good luck what you can do to always be thinking the next step of best practices in open tech accountability practices that can help these sort of situations happen with good responsible practices. And to conclude on the item 4.3, we have 3 items on closed session. Thank you for just its explanation. You gave a very nice explanation about damages arising from personal injuries occurring on an inland rail trail. And it was just nice to get that understanding on a closed session item. A lot easier and clear and just better conversation instead of having to hold to the uptight codes of policy.
You're speaking to.
Projects must this about the Los Angeles corridor. Maybe coastal access denied. Maybe residents don't like the city dug up and trains under their houses. Now that's Solana Beach is happy with expropriated houses either. Or is it something like Sorrento Valley wanting the complete blue line trolley of crumbs? But actually, it's probably the Wall Street stabilization infringement case. Sandag seems to be making and modifying fast-track transponders and other switchable transponder tech without actually paying royalties to the patent holder. If you're building hot systems, better smell a huge settlement, and we don't want to pay, quite frankly, as taxpayers.
Thank you. Your time has expired. That concludes our public comment on closed session, Chair.
Thanks a lot, Michael. Okay, at this time, I'd like to ask anyone that is not a member to please retire to the foyer, the waiting room, or whatever you like to call it.
All right, you guys, I'll be back after.